Number 4 is know your role in the relationship.
Yes.
You have to know your role and expectations in a relationship. You do. It's very, very, very important. I mean, the 5 things that we're going to talk about, they can be interchangeable, but I think after your love language, knowing your role is key in establishing a firm, healthy, and wholesome foundation.
It's not knowing your role can ruin a relationship.
You know,
and it's not a bad thing because it's what's good for your relationship.
Right.
Not every relationship.
Right, because every relationship is different. And knowing your role, I want to know not just my role, but you added to that or embellished it by saying your expectations. Okay, because when you're setting a foundation for your relationship, you should know your role. What part am I expected to play in this relationship? And some people say that's old-timey. And what I've seen is when you don't establish these boundaries early, it's a lot of competition and fights.
Oh my gosh, yes.
You know, and even looking at the roles, and this is key, men and women, your spouse or your partner is not your enemy.
Or low-key anger.
Right.
But I'm like that. You're upset because they're not doing this and they're not doing that. Well, they didn't know you expected that from them.
But that's why you got to have that conversation. This is on both of you because,
yeah,
you know, it's more than just saying, I love you, I love you. You got to know going into this relationship what's expected of me. What do you want? You know, if I don't know, you know, or if I haven't taken time to sit down, right? Because, you know, everything ain't an expensive dinner and driving around in a sports car to impress them. You have them now. Now let's build a relationship by knowing your wants, your needs, your expectations of me. You know, because, you know, with us, you know, it sounds harsh, but this would fit us. I told you I need you to have either a part-time job or a job that will avail you to our kids. Because I know as the man I am, I was working a lot of hours. I was needed at work, and I would say I don't mind taking care of the household, but the most important job is the backbone of the household, which is the woman.
And I was okay with taking on that responsibility
because we talked about it earlier too.
Yes.
And maybe, and I'm just saying this, maybe the contention in your relationship for a lot of people is you didn't have that conversation, and there's no knock on you. She's career minded. She's in corporate America. She's moving up the ladder. And what you expect your woman to be may not be what she's willing to be.
Yes.
You know, talk to us a lot about that.
Well, like with us, when you were pastoring the church, that I knew what I was getting into as being a pastor's wife.
Okay.
I knew what you expected of me as your wife.
Right.
Within the church.
Right.
And within our home. And what my responsibilities were going to have to be with taking care of our home and taking care of the church family. And I think that's where couples have that problem because they don't have that discussion with each other. So the wife have her own expectations on what she should be doing and what she wants to do, and not really don't know what her husband's expectations are of what
she expects,
what he expects and what he wants her to do, and that's where the clash comes.
Well, a lot of minister friends of mine, you know, disagree with how I handle things, but I tell everybody it's okay to disagree, but you're not in a relationship. And I told you, you're married to me, not the church. You're not expected to fill in a role or wear those hats or doing those things that you're uncomfortable with doing. And as my wife, I don't want you to feel the need to impress people. As long as you're what I need for me and our family, that's all that matters. You know, because people will get you caught up in tradition and try to customize you or fit you into a role that you weren't built for. And I think that what you became to the church far surpasses the mold of most first ladies,
Mm-hmm.
where you just sitting in the front. You were actively engaging in the things you like, with dealing with the children and being on the welcoming committee.
I like being in the background.
Yeah, I mean, but there's nothing wrong with that. You know, but because you fit me.
Yeah, I didn't need to be up front in
Right.
front of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I preferred to be in the background,
Right.
handling things,
But-
and
but that's not
you
just-
were okay with that.
Right. But that's not bad though, because there are some women who want to be side by side in every endeavor. But early and often, like we're saying right now, know the role, know the expectation, and set your boundaries.
Because some couples work well that way.
Right.
The husband wants his wife right there by his side.
Right.
And it's not saying that you didn't want me there,
Mm-hmm.
but you knew that I wasn't comfortable in that position.
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't push me to be up there, up front, preaching and
Mm-hmm.
everything else.
Yeah. I mean, and this is just being real, because you know, when we first met, remember that comment that you said that you didn't want to be a preacher?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
That was before.
we wasn't really in a committed relationship.
I just met you.
Yeah. But you already knew
Yeah.
that you was gonna be with the master of the RKO. But you know, Candy, I mean, I really think this is very important. And at a time, I think we should, you know, I always envision us going on tours and doing live shows like
Mhm.
this in front of people, so we can start discussions, because I think a lot of people are miserable in their relationships because roles and expectations was never made. And now when they
That
come
foundation
to us,
wasn't laid.
right, and now when they 3 and 4 years down the line and they're fed up, now it's boiling over.
Yeah.
And now you have to go back and fix it. And I think in order to fix the problem, prevent it.